Hey guys! Welcome back to Let's Play Xenosaga Episode 3.
This is awful.
Yes, this battle resulted in the destruction of the 87th Division fleet.
Last time, we finished up some cutscenes with Shion, and then some between the Red Testament and Wilhelm. This time, let's see what Yuli and Helmer are doing at this point in the game.
Now the Mictum system has, for all practical purposes, fallen under Ormus control.
Now, the Mictum system, you may recall, was the planet that we saw in the opening cutscene with a pendant that we've seen before, or something that looks somewhat familiar anyway, being handed to a child before a woman nosified in front of, literally her son, and he got blasted off. Planet looked pretty damn screwed at that point. I don't know if I would really want control over something like that.
And so, history repeats itself. It's the exact same situation as 100 years ago.
Oh?
As long as people have self-preservation instincts, there will always be conflicts. The consciousness that makes us who we are is an inseparable part of life. Only death awaits people who abandon their human nature.
Probably.
So everything is dictated by the laws of nature? That does sound like you, Helmer. But even that is in danger of being destroyed by the Gnosis, if things continue on like this.
That's what the Zohar project is for.
Oh?
I hear that the tactical warship Merkaba is already complete.
Now, we have just heard about something called Merkaba. The last time we heard something called Merkaba was Proto-Merkaba at the end of Episode 1. And although they haven't mentioned it at this point, they used the remains of Proto-Merkaba to construct this new warship, which of course they just called Merkaba, because it's no longer a Proto. Sure, why not?
According to the remaining fragments of the Y data, the Merkaba, just like the Proto-Merkaba, is a device that existed since ancient times, and Dimitri decided to turn it into a weapon.
Now, they kind of do this. The Merkaba, I think the idea is separate, but at the same time, I think they use parts from Proto-Merkaba to fix it up. They did something, and there's some kind of merging between the two. I don't recall exactly
When
how
Albedo
it worked.
obtained the Y data from Momo's subconscious domain, Dimitri obtained it as well by some unknown method.
Oh?
That bastard Dimitri. Who would have thought he would use Joachim's dark relics? This must be hard on you.
I'm more worried about how Momo would feel if she learned about this. I can't bear to see her sad.
You're a good mother.
Well, I'm trying.
No doubt.
Sorry, but I will need you to keep an eye on Dimitri a little while longer.
Isn't this sort of job your specialty?
Well, would have been when he was in the military.
Perhaps in the past. Now I'm the Miltian representative. I can't make any moves out in the open. Just restraining the Salvatore faction in Parliament keeps my hands full.
Now, we don't know anything about this Salvatore faction in Parliament yet. Again, we'll learn about it in the database.
Sympathy. Farewell.
Are you busy?
Always.
Kanan. No, it's fine. Have you found any information about the object?
Which object?
This is what it looks like under the UMN resonating telescope at maximum magnification. According to the information we obtained unofficially from Vector, this object is called Rennes-le-Chateau. There's no way to prove this, but apparently it's a landmass that belonged to Lost Jerusalem.
It's a big chunk
Even
of the
if,
planet
as you
Earth.
say, this is in fact a relic of Lost Jerusalem, why has it appeared now?
There is also a record of an unusual number of Gnosis appearing in that region of space.
Before they go talking about Gnosis, Rennes-le-Chateau has significance in, I believe, Gnosticism? One of the ancient religions based on Christianity had a reference to that where it was a place where someone, I believe, was buried, or a group of people were buried. Something to do with that, I believe. Anyway, that's just the little allusion that they've made here.
Ormus appears interested in it as well.
They always seem
There's
interested
likely
in
to be some
everything.
connection. The only way to obtain more data on it is to make direct contact with the target. What do you propose about assembling an expedition team?
Well, let's see. What do we normally do in this situation?
I've already commissioned the Kukai Foundation.
That's what we do.
This isn't public due to the number of Ormus members in the military and parliament.
Yeah, they've infiltrated pretty much everywhere at this
Wise
stage.
decision.
Was Xion doing well?
Yes, she seemed fine. Though
Until
I'm not sure
afterward.
if I approve of her new associates.
Scientia. Their technical skills are impressive. Vector has
That
been
they
acting
are.
suspiciously since the Gnosis terrorism. We'll use anything we can in order to find the truth, even outlaws. Please continue your investigation on the UMN. It must be difficult for you since you were born at Vector, but there's no one else I can ask.
That's the other part that I didn't really talk about before, since I knew they were going to talk about it here. Now, I mentioned that Xion going up against the company that she used to work for was kind of weird, especially considering at the very start in the opening cutscene, we didn't even know that she had left. But Kanan was actually created at Vector, or born, depending on how you want to put it. But so it seems even less likely that he would be up to doing that.
I'm currently under the jurisdiction of the Miltian government.
But because he's basically considering himself property, kind of a parallel with him and Ziggy at this point, he doesn't really
And
care.
I've also received orders from Representative Helmer to cooperate with you. Do not worry about me.
Thank you.
Speaking of the Kukai Foundation, Junior, how are you doing, buddy? Flying through space with your strange wings. I don't know why that thing spins around the Durandal like that. It seems kind of weird. Hey, it's Guinan.
The Parliament and the military both have their hands full dealing with Ormus. And we can't ignore a request from committee member Mizrahi.
Nah, don't worry about it. We're getting bored anyway. It'll be a nice change of pace. Right?
That's right. It's unofficial, but we have information that an Ormus fleet is headed there as well.
Oh,
I bet
crap.
there's something there that Ormus needs. Or maybe...
Just because we don't know what it is, doesn't mean they don't.
That's
Either
true.
way, if we make direct contact, we're sure to find out something, right?
I envy your attitude. But I wish you'd think a little more about my position.
Oh well, that's the little master for you.
Sounds about right.
The matter is surrounded by sensitive political issues.
So you can't
If
do
I
anything.
could, I'd go with you. But I can't leave 5th Jerusalem for a while. Take care of the place while I'm gone, you two. If he gives you any trouble, don't hesitate to scold him.
Awesome.
You got it. Understood.
Like he really envies me. He's dumped all the hard stuff on us.
Do
I'm
you
gonna make him write all the reports when this is done.
do you really want him to deal with all this stuff and you can go and do all the paperwork in Parliament? I don't think you would do very well in that, Junior.
Little master, are you really gonna be okay with just the Elsa?
We have been for 2 games,
Wouldn't it be a good idea for us to go too?
but then again, you have saved us a bunch of times.
Don't worry. It's just gonna be a reconnaissance. So Elsa's small size is better suited.
At least he's got a
Just
logical
keep the
point.
Durandal in the back for support.
There you go.
Anyway, we've got ESs. There's nothing to worry about.
Little master,
Not at all.
I don't mean to dampen your enthusiasm, but large-scale Gnosis appearances have been detected in that region of space. Please take appropriate caution.
I know. We're almost there. I'll contact you later.
Okay then. Yeah, the screen just darkened a little bit there. That's part of the thing that I was talking about before.
Margulis,
fact-
I've put Richard and Herman in charge of dealing with...
I'm just going to let that transition cut directly so there's no transition in between, just to kind of show the brightness difference.
the Federation fleet moving towards Rennes-le-Chateau.
They seem to be highly compatible with the vessels of Anima.
Yes. The Federation will be unable to offer any real resistance against ES craft. This should keep them quiet for a while. What's wrong? You're not yourself. Are you feeling sentimental after returning to our homeland?
Pellegrin, what do you see before you? Mictum, the mummified world that spreads before our eyes.
Now, that's important because this is Mictum, the place that we saw, and they gave us a year with when we saw Mictum in the opening cutscene for the game. Well, that was some years ago. I don't know how many off the top of my head, but that was quite some time ago. Mictum is actually here, but it's still destroyed. No one has come back to it in quite some time.
This is what is left of the birthplace of Ormus.
So Ormus was built here. Now, also, if you might remember, Mictum was previously known as the planet Abraxas. This is the place where Ziggy was from in the Pied Piper storyline. So there is definitely some reference, and we learned about the immigrant fleet and one of the Sergius guys and the Julius guy and different popes and Voyager's storyline all took place here. So all this took place, it got attacked by a bunch of Gnosis and basically blew up, and now we're at the present.
A world destroyed 18 years ago.
And there's your timeline, 18 years ago.
By Federation barbarians who foolishly unleashed the Zohar.
Yes, it is our homeland wiped from the records in order to cover up the Federation's mistakes.
Now, they kind of talk about this, but that did happen. There was an early test with the Zohar 18 years ago here, and the assumption, at least at this point in the plotline, is that that's what caused the Gnosis to swarm to the planet.
But why are we here now?
And the Federation did have control over that at that time. If you know the storyline from Pied Piper and forward and what happened to the planet Mictum, is it's gone back and forth between being on good terms with the Federation, bad terms, being part of the Federation, not part of the Federation. Federation has had a weird relationship with it.
What
to be
lies on this world ruled by death and gnosis?
somewhat blunt, I guess.
Isn't our goal to return to Lost Jerusalem?
So the goal of Ormus is to return to the original planet.
Everything is the will of Lord Heinlein.
Lord
It is not for
Heinlein.
us to know.
Now, if you recall from episode 2, Heinlein was both a cardinal within Ormus, or the immigrant fleet, or whatever you want to call it, and also he was the leader of Hyams, which is a company that is the second biggest massive corporation next to Vector, their
He
biggest
has
competitor.
stated that this world will rise again. Then it must mean that it will. Already Rennes-le-Chateau has returned.
The Holy Land of Rennes-le-Chateau? Our cradle, which once existed on Lost Jerusalem. Where our blessed saint sleeps.
Your
If
blessed
the reappearance of the tomb heralds the revival of our homeland, then we must protect our holy land at all costs.
Reporting, sir. A Kukai Foundation vessel is approaching the region in question. It appears to be a Lohengrin-class freighter.
Helmer's dogs. Perhaps I'll meet him again. Prepare the Prodigium for launch. We're going to Rennes-le-Chateau.
So we're going to meet some friends here. Joy. Yeah, we don't get to continue with Shion's storyline until after we kind of do this little bit of a detour, but we will get back to what Shion is up to in a little bit. Hey, look, we have things. Well, there's the Asher and there's Zebulon. The other one's kind of
This
confusing.
thing is pretty big.
More like an asteroid than a rock formation.
It's 70 kilometers in diameter. Unable to determine mass due to abnormal gravitational fields.
Still, these values seem to be rather unusual. I didn't think anything this size could cause such a gravitational disturbance.
Gravity roughly 1 g around the object. But that seems rather strange.
Yeah.
Wait, what is this?
Whoa! Looks like a large portion of land from somewhere.
Seriously?
It could even be the remains of a destructed planet.
How?
The shape of the underside looks too uniform for that. It appears to have been artificially cut away from its original mass.
How are there trees breathing in space?
Multiple unidentified craft are approaching.
I don't think that there's an atmosphere around that little bubble.
Damn it!
The hell?
Is that Ormus? It's nice of them to greet us.
Captain, continue your approach to the island to collect data. We can handle these guys ourselves.
I apologize for any slowdown here. There is a little bit. I'm looking at the frame rate here.
Master, now wait just a second.
Is he telling us to go there by ourselves?
No way in hell. We don't get any hazard pay.
Sorry about that. I got interrupted. People running into my room asking for chargers.
I'll give you guys a damn escort. Now go do what you're paid to do.
Junior is in charge. And so we get to experience our first mech battle, which again are totally different from episode 2. And they actually, again, they're completely different sets of battles, like in episode 2, like in Xenogears. There's no battles where you can just, even if you don't want to, like you did in episode 1 probably, you do have to do them in pretty much wherever they are. And they're actually a better option, and I will get into that a little bit later. Anyway, again, just circle button to attack. You have energy values. If you look on the left-hand side there, we have an energy value of 250 for this character, and using ST Swift, we'll take 220, leaving 30 remaining, so we can't do anything else. But yeah, if you read that, that'll kind of explain that stuff to you. Later on, we'll get additional energy, and we'll be able to do, say, a couple of lasers at the same time, or a couple of those, or a couple of those. But for now, these are the ones you want to use to basically one-shot these guys unless they guard. Helpful. All of the different weapons that you have for the different things have, if you look down at the bottom line there, fire elemental, and this is physical. So we can actually get some different, what's the word I'm looking for, some elemental weaknesses to exploit with our different weapons. And we can also equip weapons of different elemental attributes. These guys, even though they have the same name as enemies we will fight at the end of the game, have nowhere near the HP they do at the end of the game. As you can see, all of Asher's stuff is physical, save for the missiles. In this battle, all you need to do is just do that normal attack. It's the best damage you have at this point. There we go. And Zebulon, go for you. Now, another part that we're not really aware of at this point is charge. You recover a small amount of HP and guard till your next turn. As you can see, you get 10% of your HP, or approximately 10%. So I'm going to charge with those two and use you, because if you notice on the right-hand side, we're building up that purple gauge there. And as you attack, you build up that purple gauge. Of course, it doesn't help if that happens, but sure, why not? You can attack. But yeah, that's what happens there. Now, here's the different part from episode 2. The battles in your mechs give you experience and SP, which they never did in the other one, but there's no separate characters from your mechs. All of your characters, when they're in their mechs, get the same amount of experience if they're in the party. And as you can see, all of our characters got the same amount of skill points in this one because they're all in the party. Obviously, characters we don't have got nothing, but anyway. And for doing this, we got some half repairs, which are very good. Nano repair M's, not so much. They're all right, I just almost never use them.
How's the Elsa?
It's safe.
Perfect.
It's gathering data at coordinates KZ255, Y724.
Okay.
Momo and Jin, you go guard the Elsa. Right.
Roger.
As you can tell, Momo's voice
Junior, enemy reinforcements.
is no longer filtered
Give up. How many are there this time?
and
Just
sounds
one.
just fine.
And
It's the same
after
voice actress
the
as
Elsa.
episode 2.
You're in the way. What? Be gone! Well, well. Your inexperience is beginning to show.
I know that voice.
Is that a new model? Momo, stay back. I'll take him down. What?
Yeah, if you didn't notice before, Jin is in his own mech at this
Black
point.
ES. It's agility.
This swordsmanship. Uzuki.
Yeah, rematch time, buddy.
I thought that was you, Colonel. This location must mean a great deal, due to the fact that you've come all this way here to join us.
And what if it does? It's not a phenomenon you can handle, and you'll never understand its meaning.
Well, we will
I'm
by the
going
end
to
of the
send
game.
you and your ESs right to your grave.
Well, you'll have an option to do that, but not until next time, because that's pretty much all the time I have for today. Next time, we get another battle tutorial about Anima Awakening and special attacks in mech form. Anyway, that's all for this one, and I'll see you guys next time.